What's up, everyone? Welcome to Randomness. I am Brittany, and I'm glad that you're here today because we're talking about something a little different in the self-improvement space. Usually when we think of self-improvement, we think of discipline, routines, checking off goals, or even forcing change. But today I want to explore a softer, more playful approach, which is curiosity. Curiosity isn't just for kids or for learning new hobbies. It's a powerful tool for personal growth, for understanding yourself, and even for navigating challenges in your life. So let's talk about how being curious, asking questions, exploring without judgment, and leaning into wonder can actually transform the way we improve ourselves. Okay, so curiosity is what drives learning, creativity, and discovery. But beyond that, it's also a mindset, a way of approaching life that says, I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. When we adopt curiosity, we stop being so hard on ourselves. We stop judging our mistakes and instead ask, what can I learn here? What does this feeling or situation teach me? Curiosity is powerful because it opens doors that rigid self-improvement methods often close. And instead of trying to force change, you start to explore what change might look like. And that exploration naturally leads to growth. One of the biggest barriers to growth is our inner critic. That voice that says, you're not enough, you're doing it wrong, you'll never get it right. Well, curiosity flips that on its head. Instead asking, why am I failing? You ask, what happens if I try this differently? What can I notice about my approach? So it's about moving from judgment to exploration, and the results are more powerful. Suddenly, mistakes are no longer failures. They're data points. Experiences aren't setbacks. They're lessons waiting to be uncovered. Curiosity doesn't have to be big or complicated. You can practice it in tiny, practical ways. Notice your thoughts without judgment. Ask yourself, why am I thinking this way? When a challenge comes up, ask, what is this teaching me? Try something new, a hobby, a perspective, a routine, and approach it kind of like a scientist, observing what happens. And be curious about other people's experiences, even if they're different from yours. Ask questions and listen without needing to fix or judge anything. And these small acts of curiosity create momentum. They teach you about yourself, your patterns, and your strengths, all without the pressure of having to immediately improve or fix anything. And here's where it can get a little bit deep. Curiosity isn't just about learning new skills. It's about exploring your inner world. So instead of pushing away uncomfortable feelings, try asking, why am I feeling this right now? What might this emotion be teaching me about myself? Or how can I respond in a way that's compassionate instead of reactive? And by exploring your emotions with curiosity, you turn your inner life into a playground of self-discovery. You stop fighting what arises, and instead you learn from it, which is one of the most profound forms of self-improvement. Self-improvement doesn't have to be a rigid ladder. Think of it as a garden. Curiosity is the sunlight, the water, the gentle attention you give yourself each day. And the more curious you are, the more you notice opportunities for growth, the more you explore your potential, and the more resilient you become. And here's the best part. Curiosity makes growth enjoyable, This is no longer a grind. It's a journey you actively participate in, discovering new aspects of yourself along the way. So maybe this can inspire you to approach self-improvement not as a checklist or a struggle, but as a playful exploration. Ask questions, try new things, and lean into wonder. and your growth will flow naturally. Okay, let's switch it up a bit. Okay, and we're going to talk about energy and protection. Something that is so often overlooked, protecting your energy. Because, we live in a world full of distractions, stress, and other people's vibes. Some positive, some not so much. And if you're not careful, all of that can leave you feeling drained, anxious, or disconnected from yourself. So we're going to talk about how to protect your energy, clear negativity, and stay grounded spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Think of your energy like your personal battery. Every interaction, thought, or environment that you enter either charges or drains it. And if you're constantly giving without refilling, absorbing other people's emotions, or pushing through situations that don't feel right, your battery runs low. And when your energy is depleted, it affects your mood, your decisions, and even your health. Protecting your energy isn't about being selfish, it's about survival, self-care, and respecting your own space. So how do you know if you need an energy reset? Well, some of the signs are you feel drained after spending time with certain people or in specific places. You notice your mood shifts suddenly without clear reason. You have trouble focusing or feel mentally foggy. You feel anxious or irritable without knowing why. These are your body and spirit telling you it's time to protect yourself. So how do we actually shield ourselves and stay grounded? Well, you need to set boundaries. Say no when something doesn't feel right. Protecting your time and your space is essential. You can use visualizations. Imagine a protective bubble or light around you that keeps negativity out. Then there's cleansing practices. Smudging, sound, or even a shower can reset your energy. Nature connection, walking barefoot, sitting by water, or just spending time outside helps restore your vibrations. Energy awareness. Notice whose energy you are absorbing and limit exposure to people or media that drain you. And daily grounding. Meditate, breathe deeply, or use your body to release tension. And even just a few minutes helps. The key is consistency. Protection isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice, a daily ritual, and a mindset. Some people will take energy protection further with spiritual tools such as crystals. Certain ones like amethyst, and there's many more that can absorb, or there's salt baths. Sea salt can help cleanse your aura. Intention work. So saying a simple affirmation like, I release what no longer serves me, can shift your energy. And mindful awareness. Before you're entering a space or meeting someone, mentally ask, does this align with my energy? And you need to trust your instincts. And spiritual tools, they're not magic. They're reminders that you're in charge of your energy. They help you tune into your intuition and stay connected to your center. Energy protection isn't just about shielding yourself from negativity. It's also about increasing your own positive vibrations. When you prioritize your energy, you naturally attract people, environments, and experiences that resonate with your true self. You become less reactive, more centered, and more intentional in your choices. It's not about building walls. It's about creating a safe, sacred space where your energy can thrive. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. So, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Randomness. Remember, your energy is precious. Protect it, respect it, and nurture it every day. And until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep your vibes high.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.